Hi parents, so we're going to show you how to do a right side part. So it is the right side on the child's head. We're going to just come sort of above about mid eyebrow and just use a comb to just pop a right side part in. And just that front section of the hair, we're going to then grab it off. And we're just going to pop a little, one of those small elastics into it. So just to hold it while I get everything else done. And then this little elastic can actually stay in there too. But for the moment, I'm just going to pop it in there just to hold all that in place. The nice thing about this is that we use this hairdo for all the senior girls on stage. And it just means that we get a nice sheen, particularly next year when we're in a real theatre. We get a really nice sheen across the front of their face when they have their hair done this way, rather than it just coming straight back off their face. You'd normally, so Steffi's hair's got a little bit of a curl in it. You'd normally use a little bit of water, so a water spray bottle, just to contain this while you're doing it. And you'll notice that I'm just bringing it up to a high pony, so not on the top of her head, but if she was looking in the mirror, she should just be able to see her elastic at the top. Whoops. And the other really important thing is that we use 2 elastics to make the ponytail, and that's because the first elastic is really just capturing the hair. The second elastic is going to lock it down. So I like to talk about doing hair like it was a tent, and you need the structure in place. So that's nice and firm, but we're going to whack a second one in it because we all know elastics pop, and you don't need a popped elastic backstage. So 2 elastics always. And we always ask, and we always get the kids, I'll say, how many elastics have you got in your hair? 1. And the kids know they should have 2. Yep, so always 2 elastics. So it was a good girl, Stephanie, that you had 2. Well done. Okay, so, and we just pull that through, and we always know it's a bit tricky to get that extra, but we want it nice and firm. Yeah, we need this ponytail nice and firm. The kids have got to do a lot of things on stage. Okay, beautiful. All right, so I've just got a little bit caught up there. There we go, and it's through. Okay. So I would normally spray that now with some hairspray, and then really just sculpt this all back into the ponytail, and you'll see that that's coming back nice and smooth now. And if that had hairspray on it, so we've already sprayed it with a bit of water, a bit of hairspray pulling that back, because if I'm leaving it in a ponytail, so for the kids who are doing the second half of the show, they're leaving it in a ponytail, but you see I've gotten a couple of bumps there, and that's okay because I'm going to pull them up, and those bumps are actually going to be hidden by her bun. So don't be afraid of your mistakes, parents. We say it to the kids all the time. Don't be afraid of your mistakes. Mistakes are a good thing. Okay, so just pull it up. Pull it all in, and then you'd spray that, and that would help contain it all. Okay, so now I'm just going to move to her little fringy part here. Now, depending on their hair, some of them may have a fringe, and you may need to, so again, you'd spray this with a bit of water and then a little bit of hairspray. And you may need to put a little bit of a twist in it here just to contain it. And then pull it back. Yeah. Or we're going to be interrupted in a minute by the kids all arriving. Hello. Hello, sweetheart. We're just videoing. So when you come, sit down. All right. So, and you'll notice that Steffi's fringe is wanting to jump out of that. But again, if I had hairspray on that, that wouldn't be the case. And what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to take it to the underneath part of her ponytail. And then with the elastic, I'm going to pin that in there as well. Or elastic it in there. What's the correct terminology for capturing something with an elastic? All right, and that's now captured. Now, obviously, this would be neater if we're using hairspray, but we're not using hairspray today. All right, now how to make a bun, parents. Now, ballet buns are really important, and they do not involve, what don't they involve, Steffi? Bun donuts. They don't involve bun donuts, Miss Danielle. All right, so ballet buns need ballet pins and hair nets. Yes, they need those 2 things. So I'm going to open the pins. And you can get all of these from Mr. Jordan's Dancer Shop. They have a whole lot in stock. You can come in and sit down, sweetheart. That's all right. All right, so I've made a little twist, and then I'm going to wrap that twist around. And I'm just going to use one. Steffi, can you lower your head for me? Thank you, sweetheart. I'm just going to use one pin to capture it for a second, just to tame the unruly beast. And you'll see it's not neat. No, it's not neat. And then I'm going to use the net. And the great thing about these are pretty indestructible, but Steph's got a bit of a hole in it. I don't know whether you can see that through the camera, but there's a bit of a hole there. But these nets, that's why we get them this big for the dancers, so they can go over several times and they're still containing that hair beautifully. Now, with Steffi's hair, you'll notice that I've got this extra bit here. So what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to twist it, because I want that to be fairly firm on her head. So again, let's use the analogy of a tent. I want it to be nice and structured. And then we're going to tuck that under and put a pin in it. All right, her original pin, I'm going to see if I can find it. Can I find it? Oh, there it is. I'm going to find it now, and I'm going to pull it back out. And I'm just going to scrunch her hair to make a lovely circular shape. And then, just like a tent, we go in through the top of the bun and then in through the scalp of the hair. It's really important to use pins that have the ends on them. So there are hairdresser pins that I think are called fringe pins, and they don't have the ends on them, and they rip your head, and they're not very nice. In fact, I won't put them into kids if I spot a child who wants me to do their bun, because they hurt. I've had enough buns over the time that did that. So you see that we're going in from the top and then just tucking in. A bun requires about 10 pins. I love it when I say to kids, have you got pins? Yes. And then I'll ask the next question, how many have you got in there? And they've got 2. Yeah. The whole point of a bun is to hold it nice and firm, because your hair wobbles on your head when you're doing lots of turns and jumps and things when you're dancing. Head forward for me, Steffi. And we want that bun to be nice and firm. Now for the children who are doing jazz, tap, hip hop, and acrobatics, they just need the first part of this. They just need the ponytail. So we've got ribbons and bows and all for all of them, which we'll put on them on the day. So we just need this part done by you guys. Okay, you notice we're putting lots of pins in there. Steffi, have you been counting how many pins I've got in your head? No?
I think about 12.
About 12? There we go, about 12. Okay, so lift your head up. So that's just at the top of her head. And obviously if we had some hairspray, that would all be nicely manicured down. But her little curls are jumping out at us today, but that's okay. But that's the gist of it. There's your right side part. There's your ballet bun that's just at the top of your head, so that if she was looking in a mirror, she can just see her bun here, but it's sitting at the back part. So it shouldn't be sitting on the top like mine is today. That's not a ballet bun. That's a fashionable statement. This is a ballet bun. So this is all we need you to do. Practice it over the next couple of weeks so that you can get it right. Thanks, Steffi.